Hello and welcome to a little video about this Citroen C0. I'm rather fond of this car. I've seen this car now 3 times since 2013 when I first bought this direct from Citroen. But anyway, it's here on Orkney with me for sale, and this is just a walk around video about the Citroen C0. So it's a July 2011 on an 11 plate in Lips Red. So let me take you around all the basics. The last owner's got a nice plastic box there, so the type 1 to type 2 cable is in there for your fast charging or charging at home off your untethered charger, and also the 3-pin plug granny cable. I've given it a really good polish in a compound yesterday, and it comes up really well. Looks great. The seats fold down flat. As you can see, when the front seat is moved forward, that drops nice and flat. And there's also, oh, that's actually 3 positions that you can fix the rear seats in. Proper Citroen overmats in all 4 footwells. Showing a few marks to the door cards, but nothing major for this nearly, what, 10-year-old electric vehicle. Driver's seat, no holes, no rips, no tears, no undue odours. My camera gear out of the way. There's the front passenger seat. So yeah, it's, and I've been running around in this. It's very clean, as you can see. There was some scratches to the front, which my body shop had just touched in very basically. I'm trying to keep the costs as low as possible on this. So let me show you some of the positives. It's had the front discs replaced very recently. You can see in there. And very often these are replaced because of lack of use. So they get rusty and corroded. So the discs have been replaced. There's a new proper Citroen 12-volt auxiliary battery in the front. The odd mark, but overall it's lovely. Normally the rear bumpers get the scuff. Well, there is a small scuff there, but this is priced to reflect its condition. Continental tyres on all 4 corners. Some of the alloys are slightly scuffed, and with these older EVs you get some of the peeling of the lacquer, but like I said, this is excellent value for money. And let me just show you under the bonnet actually. Okay, see if I can do it with one hand. Catch, there we go. So there's that new 12-volt PSA group 12-volt auxiliary battery, and plenty of cobwebs. But it drives absolutely spot on, it really does. No chips to the windscreen. So let's before I get in, I've got 2 keys. One's a non-remote, which is normal, so if you lock it, winds the windows in, and you unlock it. That clonking you heard from the mirror, that's because I bent it back yesterday, so it doesn't clonk. Now it's reset itself. So yeah, that's quite a nice little neat feature. Driver's seat's height adjustable. We've got the normal home charge granny cable slot there. That's a type 1 connection. And then here we have, on the other side of the car, the CHAdeMO 50 kilowatt DC direct current that will charge this in around about 20 minutes up to what, 70-80%. Really is quite quick on a rapid. So let's shut the door so the car doesn't beep at me when I start it. Got 4 electric windows all round, remote central locking as you've just seen, a normal key fits in the keyhole slot, ignition. Foot on the brake, turn and hold till you hear a bing bong, and that's it on. For about 15 seconds the rear seatbelt lights stay on, just to remind you to put your seatbelt on, and of course the driver's seatbelt warning light will go out when I plug in the seatbelt. Normal radio, CD player, Bluetooth phone, all the controls work, temperature, heater, etc. Air conditioning as well. So yeah, it's like all the other I'll probably say 40 or 50 of these that I've sold, they all sound exactly the same. This is the gear stick arrangement. P is for park, there's P on the dash. So with your foot on the brake, literally pull it down to reverse, neutral, and down to D for drive. And as you drive, the needle there will show whether you're in the eco or the charge zone, because this also has regen braking like most EVs. So there's the miles, 31,492. And if we scroll round, trip A, trip B, intensity lights of the dashboard, distance till next service, and there's the guesstimated range. So we're just over half full. So the car is guesstimating at half charge, we've got 25 miles. So around 50 miles range in this little C0. So yeah, ideal for town. What else can I show you? There are some, there's a manual here, there's no service book. I spoke to the last owner, he always had it serviced at Citroen, but we don't have any record of that. Here's the MOT pass, that was the 11th of November this year, so it's passed. There was an advisories on the tyres, and front near side seat belt, front offside near seat belt slightly damaged, which is the driver's seat belt. So let me show you the advisory. On the seat belt is that. So it's not dangerous, it's not going to give way, it's just been caught in the door or in the adjustment for the seat. So that is the advisory. That is not about to fail in the event of a crash. It's just very light scuffing. So again, it's just an advisory. Let me show you the tyres. The tyres are all good. They get some rubbing on the shoulders, which is normal for these because they dial understeer into the car. So this is just normal. All the tyres. Well, if they were illegal, it would have been a fail, but they're not illegal. There's plenty of tread. It's just the shoulders are worn. And I say they're all Continentals as well. There's a rear tyre. So yeah. So I've told you the basics. Should we go for a drive? I think so. So we're turned on. So pop it into reverse. Take the handbrake off. And the car will stop with just your foot brake. You've got no clutch, of course. Pull the lever all the way down to D for drive. Take your foot off the brake. Squeeze the throttle. And away we go. So like all automatics, you take your foot off the accelerator, you'll have some momentum and a little bit of drag. I'll just let this car go past, and then I can talk to you safely. Oh, it's one of those old-fashioned diesel Mercedes, look. Right. So, like I said before, it sounds like all the other Citroen C0s, Peugeot Ion, Mitsubishi Miev. It's all one of the same car. So I have a needle in front of me. So I'm cruising at 38, 40 miles an hour. Still in the eco zone, so it's the most efficient zone to be in when it comes to acceleration. But if you accelerate hard, that little needle swings right over to the right, and gives you all the beams. And they really are peppy little EVs, they really are. Great round town. Small turning circle, very manoeuvrable, nice high up driving position. If I'm going into a town, I'd rather take this than a Leaf or, you know, the Ioniq, because this is just so much smaller and compact. So great little run around cars. Range around 50 miles. Bear in mind this is nearly a 10-year-old EV. So maybe the batteries were built in 2010. So 10 years later, this has still got a good 50-mile range in it. And of course, you've got that rapid charging ability as well. Interestingly, I read yesterday the average journey length of the average motorist in the UK is 19 miles a day. So you've got 2 days worth of running around in this 50-mile range car before you need to plug it in, or just plug it in every night and let the car charge up whilst you're asleep. Peanuts to run, and I'm guessing you already know that because you're watching this video and you've perhaps been on my YouTube channel. But for the purposes of this clip, no undue clonks, no noises. Come off the throttle, needle goes into the charge zone, squeeze the brake just a little bit and spin the car around. Lovely tight turning circle. Yeah. Drives lovely and straight, doesn't pull to the left or the right. It pulls up very straight with the when you apply the brakes. And of course you've got those brand new discs on the front as well. So there we go, little C0. I feel quite attached to this as I've seen it 3 times. Bought it first in 2013 from a Citroen sale at Mannheim in Manchester, and it's been back and forth since. I'm actually going to do a video about this actual car, just highlighting how little this has in relative terms depreciated compared to a comparable petrol or a diesel in those, where are we, 7 years that I've known this car, or nearly 10 years that this car has actually been around, registered on the road. Anyway, in the car to stop. The noisiest thing is the indicator, but we're still on. So there we go. We won't have this for long. These are getting more and more sought after because it's in that right price range, that right price bracket for electric vehicles. So thanks for watching. Hope you found this useful, and we'll see you next time.